Hey, it's Penny with Green Axis Printing. And one of our best sellers here at Green Axis is the chainmail. And a lot of people want to make bigger sheets of chainmail like this one. And they don't want to pay me to do it. They just want to buy the sheets and link them together themselves. And so this is a tutorial on how to link sheets of our chainmail together to get the size that you need. You may have noticed that a medium sheet two medium sheets are a little bit bigger than one large sheet, but one large sheet actually costs just a hair more than the two medium sheets. And a lot of people look at that and think, well, why don't I just buy two medium sheets and then link them together and it'll cost me less. Trust me, those few cents that you're saving in not buying the larger sheet is you'll hate yourself. Just go ahead, buy the biggest sheets we have if that's what you need. Just because the process of linking sheets together is very time consuming. And what you will need to do to link one sheet to another is let's start out. Let's show you what you need to do. So when you're putting two sheets together, the link rings need to be oriented. Well, not the link rings, the printed rings need to be both sides of your join need to be oriented in the same direction. They both need to be angled, whichever way you're working, they need to be angled the same direction. But the way they come printed is this section down here where if you put them side by side, no matter how you flip them, one row will go this direction and the other row will point the other way. And so to make life easy when you're linking sheets, go through and remove one row on the outside of one of your sides. And I have found that I use a pair of sprue cutters, which are specific to 3D printing. They're inexpensive on Amazon if you want to do that. You could also use a pair of wire cutters or a sharp pair of scissors that have a pointed tip, but these are the easiest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through and I'm going to stick each side of my cutting tool into the hole of two of the outside row rings. And I'm going to cut through both sides at once. And that makes removal of the outside rings a lot easier. And this is fast. And if you really needed like the extra dimension on your thing, you could take enough link rings to go through and put an extra row in, but that's very time consuming. And if you don't need that extra ½ inch or whatever that ends up being, this is faster. And a lot of times, time is money, and it's just easier to cut this out than it is to put an extra row of links in. But you could do that if you needed every little bit. And these I've already spliced. This is two large sheets. There's one large sheet here and one large sheet here, and obviously they've been linked together on the ends, and I'll show you how to do that because it's a little bit different process, but still the same idea. And then this is two medium sheets that have been linked together in the middle. And I am trimming the extra row off of the two medium sheets. And you could just put one slice in each ring and twist it off, but I feel like this is faster. And if you disagree, you are perfectly welcome to tell us your method in the comments. And I'm just gonna shake that, get all of those off of there. It looks like there's at least one I've missed. Wow. All of that out. And sure enough, there looks like there's 1, 2, 3 I've missed. I'll go back and get those out of there. Okay. All right, we have now the 2 sides that we are joining, where the rings that are on the outside or the together edges are angled the same direction. We don't have one ring going this way and the other ring angled this way. So that's why we've done the other things that we've done previously, so that these two, I can now take a link ring. Can you see the loose? And I'm working from right to left because I'm right-handed, and it's easiest to come down over the top of each of the 4 rings. And the 4 rings I'm going to connect are this ring, this ring, this ring, this ring, and that ring. So it's these 4 loose rings that form a square right here are the 4 that are going to be connected with this one link ring. So I'm going to push this through. I'm going to push through again from the top. So I know it's difficult to see, but then I'm going to push down and push down. And now this ring right here has connected these 4 links, and they're staying in the same orientation. Now the next one will do these 2 and these 2. I am now going to show you how to do the ends, how to attach those. This white link is just one I stuck on here so that I could keep track of which side was what I call the top, or the even side. Now, with these, they are doing the same thing. They're alternating opposite, even though when you look at them, they look perfect. They look great when you slide this together. And you look at that, oh, that's the way it should be, right? But you need a space for the link ring to connect everything. So I will do the same thing that I did before, and I'll go along this one row and clip those out. But on the ends, unlike on the edge, those 2 rings overlap. Here they don't overlap, so it's going to take more time to sit and cut things out, but that's still how I'm going to attach these 2 pieces. So I've gone through and taken out the top row along this edge, but here there's because it's an edge, This second row is still considered part of the edge. So I have to go through and take this row out as well. So it feels like you're taking 2 rows out, but really in the way we count, it's not. It might very well seem like I didn't need to do this, and maybe I didn't. We'll find out here in just a little while. All right, so obviously it's taken me a little while to remember how this works, because I've been doing edges for the last several hours. I have to always switch my brain and get my brain to figure out how to do ends. Hopefully your brain is younger than mine. Now, just as a recap, I have removed the top ring from each of these rows. So if it were out here on the outside, I would remove this ring and that ring, this ring and that ring. And that's why it feels like you're taking out 2 columns or whatever, or 2 rows, but it's because it's just the first ring of each of these rows that comes across here. And because the rows alternate on the ends, they're not even. And so it's kind of this staggered, but you still have to get one of everything off of there. And then get everything lined up and make sure the slit is broken. And I'm going to start with these 2 rings. They've already got 1 ring through one side, and so I'm going to, and orientation, again, because I'm right-handed, I'm working from one end towards me with the I don't know, the orientation, so that I can work with my right hand. Okay, so I'm through that first loop. I'm going to go through the second loop, pushing that slit down. And so now one side of that ring is through these 2 rings, and I'm going to come back, and it looks like I'm skipping this row because this ring is part of this row. And so I'm going to come to this ring and slide this over the top of it, which is really hard to see because my hands are in the way, but I don't know how else to do it. And then again, I've lost the open. Okay, this, and this goes in there. And I look at it and it's wrong. So I'm gonna pull that out and go the other direction. And there, it's right. I can tell because of the way it's laying down. And until you get a rhythm, that's always the way it goes. You will sit and you'll do it, and you'll be like, and look at it and be like, oh, that's wrong. And then you just go through and redo it. And pretty soon you'll have a rhythm and you'll know how each one goes. And let's see if I've got this up and running again. That one needs to go through there, and this one that way. And sure enough, we got it right because it's laid down, it looks right. So, as always, Green Axis Printing, we will answer any of your questions. If you send us a message through Etsy, we're happy to help in any way we can. Linking chainmail together is a little like crocheting, and hopefully you're better at crocheting than I am. I'm terrible at it, but you can get just as big of pieces of chainmail as you need by assembling our existing sheets. If you need more link rings, you can always message us. We will be happy to get those to you. I'm even thinking we might end up making that a separate order item. So if you think you need 300 or 400 link rings for something, we can provide those for you. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We are happy to help you, and we're always interested in seeing what people have done with our products. So if you do something great with what we've provided to you, please go ahead and send us a link to that social media, and we would love to see it. Thanks.